Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the St. Peter's Lutheran Sports Network, brought to you by RE/MAX. Tonight's second game will feature the 8th graders. Again, the St. Peter's Lions 8th grade squad hosting the St. Ambrose Falcons. I'm Ted Rutan. Glad you're joining us here tonight. The officials for tonight's contest, Jim Hildebrand and Tim Udy, will be calling the action here. Of course, this wonderful opportunity for us to bring you these games brought to you by RE/MAX. I want to thank Athletic Director Tony Whitman. Head coach for the St. Ambrose Falcons, Bob Tabling. His starting lineup looks like this. Bailey Tabling, number 10. Number 24 is Sydney Stewart. Number 23, Caitlin Rowe. Number 34, Elise Hartung. And number 11, Sarah Lemming. The starters for head coach Rick Patberg's St. Peter's Lions. Number 50, Delana Roxbury. Number 12, Lucy Norman. Number 14, Madeline Klein. Number 32, Caitlin Carruthers. And the point guard, number 30, Julia Sitterding. Jump ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll be St. Ambrose basketball starting things off. Out front is Bailey Tabling. Bailey drives into the middle, bounce pass, kicked away. Of the 7 players for St. Ambrose, 4 of them played in the 6th grade game. They'll get it inside and then back out top to Bailey Tabling. Tabling being guarded by Sitterding. That could be a good matchup to watch in this ball game. Tabling out top, Sitterding. Baseline shot will be off the mark. Tabling hustles in for the rebound, and she's fouled. They'll get Delaney Roxbury on the first foul of the contest. Sydney Stewart to inbound for the Falcons. She's being guarded by Madeline Klein. Tabling gets it left wing. Sitterding on her. Sitterding knocks it away, and they'll say it will be off of Tabling, Lions basketball. 2-3 zone for St. Ambrose. Julia Sitterding out top, swinging it from side to side. Norman gets it inside. Carruthers, shot won't go down. Roxbury with the rebound. Pulled out of there by Hartung. Hartung, who just finished playing the entire way in the 6th grade game, is also going to be playing here in this 8th grade contest. Norman brings it up for the Lions. Carruthers. They swing it back out top. Sitterding. Klein has it blocked. Bailey Tabling. Tabled that shot. They worked their out-of-bounds play. Got the open jumper from the left side by Norman. Klein runs down the rebound. Carruthers knocks in from the right post area. First basket of the game for either team. Tabling off of one leg, won't go down, and Norman steps on the baseline. Stewart to throw it in for the Falcons. She'll go up top to Tabling. And that one is taken away by St. Pete. All the way, right-hand layup won't go down. Norman with the rebound. That won't go. Stewart pulls it out of there for the Falcons. Sitterding guarding Tabling. And a timeout called by the St. Ambrose Falcons. 4:11 remaining in the first. 2-0. St. Peter's on top.
RE/MAX. Call Jean or Annette today.
Falcons basketball, left side. Stewart will inbound. Tabling sets up the offense. Man-to-man defense for St. Pete. Pretty good pressure out there by Klein. Stewart looks for some help and needs to drive, and she's almost tied up by Norman. And finally taken away by Klein. Ahead to Norman. And her layup will go in off the glass. It's 4-0 St. Pete. Defensive pressure leads to a run out. Tabling backs down Sitterding and steps back. Knocks in the jumper. Bailey Tabling gets the Falcons on the board. It's 4-2 St. Pete. Klein looks inside to Norman, and she can't handle the pass. Excuse me, that was Carruthers. Sitterding takes it away. Fought for on the court. Tabling gets it back, and off the glass won't go down for Hartung, but a foul called on the rebound. That'll be Delaney Roxbury, her second personal here in the first quarter of the ball game. Caitlin Rowe, first free throw off the back iron. 4-2 the score. Kaylee Kokert will replace Roxbury as she has those two personal fouls. Second one for Rowe. Eyes it, flies it, off left. Norman with the rebound. Sitterding sets up the offense. Goes down low. Carruthers knocks in her second basket. Caitlin Carruthers has 4, and it's 6-2 St. Pete. Tabling drives in. Sitterding checking her defensively. And that pass will go out of bounds. St. Pete basketball. Good ball movement as Klein found Kaylee Kokert down low. Kaylee couldn't hang on to it. St. Pete basketball. They run the out-of-bounds play, and inside to Klein. Her shot will go up, won't go down. Kokert with the rebound, and she'll earn a trip to the free throw line. Believe we'll get at least Hartung on the foul on that one. So Kaylee Kokert will go to the line. First one is long. Second one won't go down. Hartung with the rebound. And they'll say that Norman knocked it out of bounds off of Hartung. It'll be St. Pete ball. Klein gets it back out top to Sitterding. She'll set up the offense against the 2-3 zone. Klein, skip pass across the way. Norman working around the outside of the zone. Sitterding, her pass inside is deflected and taken away by Stewart. Tabling drives in on Klein. Off the wrong foot and off the glass and in. Bailey Tabling has all 4 for the Falcons. They trail 6-4. Norman, three-pointer on the way. Just off the back iron. Klein with the rebound up. Won't go down, and it's knocked out of bounds. They'll say it's off Carruthers. Falcon basketball. Tabling is bumped. So this will be a foul on Julia Sitterding, her first. She obviously has the assignment of checking Bailey tabling. Julia gets a rest. Hallie Randall on for the Lions. Tabling goes back, cut, drops off a beautiful bounce pass. Shot won't go down for Rowe. Pulled out of there by Randall. And they'll say it is Falcon basketball. Bailey Tabling going to have to adjust her mask there. She catches it in the backcourt. Randall guarding. Crossover move. Tabling gets it back. And she's going to be fouled on the wrist by Lucy Norman. So Norman picks up her first. It'll bring Tabling to the free throw line. First one is up and around the rim and out. That's 4 team fouls on St. Pete here in the first quarter. Delaney Thomasma seeing her first action in this game as she played the entire first game for the Falcons. Second one on the way by Tabling. She has 5. 6-5, St. Pete on top. Final minute, first quarter. Klein's pass cross court. Randall picks it up and she'll be bumped and fouled. I think we'll get Caitlin Rowe on that foul. So Hallie Randall will earn a trip to the free throw line. First one is short. Sarah Bennett in for Rick Patberg's Lions. Second one on the way for Randall, and it is short as well. Stewart to inbound. Full court pressure by St. Pete. And a timeout must be taken by the Falcons to avoid the 5-second call. 30-second timeout on the way. We'll be back with the finish of the first quarter on the St. Peter's Lutheran Sports Network.
Max. Call Jean or Annette today.
Let's see what head coach Bob Tabling has come up with to inbound the ball against his full court pressure. Sydney Stewart to inbound, and they're going to go deep. And the ball is knocked away, and it'll stay with the Falcons. Pretty good idea. Go deep against that pressure. 40 seconds remaining first quarter. Again, having trouble getting it inbounds. They will say that caught some of the basket support. Lucy Norman brings it up. Randall tries to go to the right corner, knocked away. Lions retain possession. And that inbounds pass hits the basket. We've had back-to-back inbounds plays where the ball is hit. This time, this is one of the side goals here at the St. Peter's Lutheran Gymnasium. Falcons trail by 1. Final 30 seconds first quarter. Bailey tabling against Brooklyn Romine. Shot goes up. Rebound pulled out of there, and Klein has an open path to the bucket. Layup won't go down. Rebound blocked by Tabling. Her second block of the ball game. Saved an easy putback for St. Pete. 12.5 seconds remaining. Norman fires back to Carruthers. Won't go down. Klein's rebound put up and in. It's 8-5. Final 4 seconds. Tabling looks up. Fires one from 23, and it's off the glass and in! Bailey Tabling knocks in a three-pointer at the buzzer, and we're tied at 8 after 1.
Remax. Call Jean or Annette today.
St. Peter's basketball to start this second quarter. Brooklyn Romine will inbound to Lucy Norman. 2-3 zone played by the Falcons of St. Ambrose, although looks like they've switched to a man-to-man here in the start of the second quarter. Norman guarded by Tabling, and it goes off Lucy Norman's leg. Falcon basketball. We're tied at 8 after 1. Tabling attacking that full court pressure. And Norman takes this one away. She and Klein are up front. Tabling blocks it again. Bailey Tabling all over the court for the Falcons. They are going to call a foul on her this time. She got the ball, but also a little bit of Lucy Norman. Norman goes to the free throw line. First one. NBN, nothing but nylon for Lucy. Allison Ward in for St. Ambrose. Second one also good. 10-8 St. Pete. Now full court zone pressure. Can St. Ambrose recognize it? They throw it up top, and they go over the top to Thomasma. And Delaney will earn a trip to the free throw line. That foul will be called on Sarah Bennett. Looks like St. Ambrose strategy against the pressure from St. Pete is to go over the top. And it's been successful so far. First one up for Thomasma is good. In the 6th grade game, she led the way with 13 for St. Ambrose. Sydney Donica on for St. Pete. Thomas's second one is also good. She has a pair, and we're tied at 10. Full court pressure coming back the other way from the Falcons. And they throw it up to Donica. Her layup won't go down. Carruthers gets the rebound. That won't go. It's battled for, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Pete. St. Peter's Lions have a height advantage. And that ball is knocked away. However, Klein gets it. Now Carruthers on the rebound. Put back won't go. Klein tries again. And this time it'll be Carruthers. And she will finally go to the free throw line. Delaney Thomasma will pick up the foul. Her first, fourth on St. Ambrose. Carruthers had 4 in the first quarter. Let's see if she can split the pair here. And off the glass and in. 11-10. Tabling goes up down the court, and it'll go out of bounds. She had a girl down there, but just a little too long on that lead pass. Roxbury will come back on for St. Pete. They lead 11-10. Full court pressure coming from St. Ambrose. Norman, Carruthers. They'll try to go over the top to Roxbury, and that'll go out of bounds. Back over to the Falcons. And that ball's going to be taken away by Norman. She's going to go right in with the left hand off the glass. And it won't go down. It'll go back to St. Ambrose. Tabling might need a little help against this pressure. Now they get it to her and back over to Sydney Stewart. Stewart brings it up, left hand dribble. They're trying to set up a play here. Tabling being guarded by Donica, and they'll call her for steps. (11-10) the score. Madeline Klein to inbound. She throws it up the court, taken away by Thomasma. Thomasma tries to pass it to Tabling. Foul called. And Tabling will get called for the foul. That's her second. They finally get it in. Roxbury looks up the court. Donica again, and this one will not go. Carruthers fighting for the rebound with Caitlin Rowe, pulls it out of there. Norman, one-on-one out top. Crossover dribble on Tabling, and they're going to call Tabling for a foul, and that's going to be her third, I do believe. They'll actually give this one to Caitlin Rowe. She has 2. Norman, now 3 for 3 from the line. She has 5. Second one, also good. She's 4 for 4 from the line. 13-10. St. Pete leads St. Ambrose. Full court pressure. Let's see how the Falcons handle this. They get it inbounds to Stewart, and she dribbles it out of bounds. Pressure defense coming from St. Pete. Pass inside. Roxbury can't get it to go. Carruthers, rebound. Won't go. And that'll be the third foul on Delaney Roxbury. Each team with 6 team fouls here in the first half, so free throws coming the rest of the way. Klein going the other way with the loose ball. Crossover dribble, gets away with a nice Euro step and off the glass. Madeline Klein has 4. It's 15-10 St. Pete. And this will cause another turnover. They did a good job of getting it to the middle, but Rowe's pass went out of bounds. Roxbury will be replaced by Kokert. 15-10. Ball's taken away. Tabling goes up, and she'll put it in off the glass. She has 10 of the 12 for St. Ambrose. Randall has it knocked away. St. Peter's basketball, 3:35 remaining first half. They lead by 3. Ball is knocked away, and they'll go up the court. Tabling. And finds an open Sarah Lemming. Lemming couldn't hang on to that pass. The pass goes into Norman. She looks up. Carruthers has it blocked, and they'll call that a held ball. Possession arrow will go back to the Falcons. Sarah Bennett will come on for the Lady Lions, replacing Caitlin Carruthers. Carruthers sits down with 5 points so far here in the first half. St. Ambrose breaks the pressure this time, and the shot, however, goes off the side of the board, and St. Pete will control it out of bounds far side. They get the ball into Klein, but she bounces it off a teammate's foot, and a foul will be called. And they'll get that foul on Hallie Randall. And we now have bonus time. So free throws coming up for Elise Hartung. Julia Sitterding back on for St. Pete. Hartung, free throw, won't go down. Rebound. Hartung puts up a jumper. That one won't go. Norman trapped, stolen away again. Baseline jumper won't go down. Kokert with the rebound. Tabling tries a 3 left wing. After all that, it's St. Ambrose basketball. Shot on the way from Stewart. It'll be St. Pete basketball. 15-12 the score. Julia Sitterding has it knocked away. And it'll be St. Ambrose basketball. Good defensive pressure there by Sarah Lemming. Sitterding guarding Tabling. Tabling picked up her dribble. Tabling, turnaround in the lane, off the glass, won't go. Fight for the rebound. Hartung and Kokert tie it up. St. Pete basketball. 2:17 remaining first half, 15-12 the score. Sitterding breaks the pressure. Gets it to Klein in the middle. She gets inside the lane. Shot won't go. And it'll be taken out of there by Lemming. Stewart looks up the court. Tabling fires a 3. High archer hits the rafters. I think she felt that was on line. Couple of subs back in for St. Pete. Sydney Donica and Caitlin Carruthers back on the court for the Lions. Sitterding, double teamed. Her pass to Norman, chased down. And that ball's tipped away. Pretty good defense by St. Ambrose. But the Lions are able to get it up the court. Donica off the glass. Fights for the rebound, held ball. 15-12 the score. Tabling, got it to Stewart. She picks up her dribble in the back court, gives a little elbow to Sitterding. And the double team, they will call a foul on Lucy Norman. So Caitlin Rowe will go to the free throw line, shooting the 1 and bonus. First one is off the mark. Carruthers with the rebound. Sydney Stewart called for the foul, and that will be 1-and-1 action down at the other end. Aggressive defense leading to more fouls. Both teams in the bonus here in the first half. Full court pressure from both teams. Caitlin Carruthers, she's 1 out of 2 from the line, and she crossed the line, so that will turn it back over to St. Ambrose. Tabling surveys the court, and Donica comes up with a steal. She dribbles, gives it off to Norman. Tabling with another block. She goes around Sitterding, up and over. Klein with the rebound, and she's going to fight for it. Takes it the other way. She's going to go in and be fouled by Elise Hartung. Action up and down the court. 15-12. St. Pete on top by 3. Final minute first half. Marie Klein's first one is, Madeline Klein. First one is off the back iron. Second one is off the front iron. Pulled out of there by Stewart. Stewart is going to be fouled by Sydney Donica. That is the 9th foul on St. Pete, so this is still a 1-on-1 situation. First one from Stewart is off the mark. She tries to chase down the rebound, but can't run it down. .45 seconds remaining first half. Sitterding being guarded by Lemming. She gives it up to Klein in the middle. Good job. Klein's shot won't go down. Donica with the rebound. Norman being guarded by Tabling. Shot in the lane, off the glass and in. Lucy Norman has 8. 17-12 the score, final 20 seconds. Stewart gets it up, and putting it up and in is Hartung. Final 5 seconds. Klein looks up the court, and her pass will go off the hand of Sydney Donica. 1.4 seconds remaining. Not sure St. Ambrose can get a shot off this time. Last time, Tabling was able to knock in a 3. And she fires it up there. It won't go. At the end of one half, the St. Peter's Lions 17. St. Ambrose Falcons 14 on the St. Peter's Lutheran Sports Network, brought to you by RE/MAX.
Hello, my name is Scott Schumacher and I'm the principal here at St. Peter's Lutheran School. A year and a half ago, we designed and launched a multi-year ministry initiative that would enable our school to reach our 2020 vision. To maximize our school potential, we really have 4 key elements: increasing retention and fostering growth, reaching unchurched families with the gospel, increasing the diversity of our students, and enhancing learning opportunities. And by the grace of God and a lot of hard work, I'm here to tell you that we have made great progress on this initiative. We have spent a lot of time and energy with our junior high students to make this initiative become a reality. The entire 6th through 8th grade wings have been remodeled. Make sure to go check out those classrooms, especially the science room and the room with the new forms of seating and learning styles. They are awesome. We also have emphasized flexible seating throughout our school. Flexible seating simply gives us the opportunity to have options instead of the traditional tables and desks and chairs and rows. It's been great for our students who learn a little bit differently. We also have addressed technology here at St. Peter's by adding a one-to-one laptop program for our 6th through 8th grade students. K through 3rd grade are using iPads more frequently, and we also have increased usage of laptop carts, making it possible for our 4th and 5th grade students' technology needs to be met as well. We continue to go to Guatemala on a mission trip every year. We take students from St. Peter's and our high schools to actually work with students in a different country to spread the message of Jesus with them as well. We have more diversity than ever here at St. Peter's. 50% of our students aren't members of our church, and so we are really becoming a true community school, which is also a part of our vision for 2020. In addition to that, 10% of our children don't even have a church home, and so we have the opportunity to teach those students about Jesus maybe in a way that they've never heard before. Many students are baptized every single year, and for that we certainly give thanks. All of these things have led up to the largest enrollment that our school has ever had. At the start of this school year, we had 479 students enrolled. God is certainly faithful and good to us here at St. Peter's. I'm extremely excited about the vision for 2020 that God has laid out for us at St. Peter's to impact this community and even our entire world. And as our Vision 2020 becomes a reality, I am confident that our children will indeed tell their children, and their children will tell their children about the great and wondrous things that God has accomplished in their lives through St. Peter's Lutheran School.
Standing here on our east block between 4th and 5th and Chestnut and California Streets, where we hope by God's favor to build a building that would for many years benefit our children, our grandchildren, and the children of our neighborhood, as well as we who are adults. We're talking about a facility that would be used for athletics, for fitness, as well as for other activities. It is to be a place where all who enter will experience genuine relationships in an authentic and loving environment that reflects the heart of God. And maybe you've heard me talk about the power and the potential of athletics to teach us valuable life lessons about hard work, about teamwork, about how to win and how to lose in our many life experiences. This building is to be one piece of that puzzle to help us reach our 2020 vision of reflecting the heart of God by walking alongside one another, by reaching beyond our campus in a personalized way. Our hope is that this place will become a space where those of us who consider St. Peter's our church home, as well as the people of our neighborhood, can invite our friends to come together and experience genuine relationships in a safe and authentic and loving environment.
We're ready for second half action. It's 17-14. St. Pete leading St. Ambrose. Glad you're joining us here. I'm Ted Rutan. First half scoring for the visiting St. Ambrose Falcons. They were led by Bailey Tabling with 10, 2 apiece from Elise Hartung and Delaney Thomasma. Lucy Norman fires a 3 to start things off here for North in the second half, and there'll be a foul on the rebound by Sydney Stewart. St. Pete was led in scoring in the first half by Lucy Norman. She had 8, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. 5 for Caitlin Carruthers and 4 for Madeline Klein. Klein at the free throw line. First one, no go. Second one up and good. We'll see how this second half plays out. The first half, there was a lot of pressure defense and a lot of fouls called. Both teams were in the bonus. A lot of whistles. Bailey Taberling has that one swatted away by Julia Sitterding. Klein looks up to Norman, and that pass might have been a little too late for Norman to handle. Sydney Stewart throws it off the leg of Caitlin Carruthers. (18-14). They get it into Taberling. And Taberling's pass is over the head of the Falcons player. 18-14. Klein gives it back up to Sitterding. Sitterding is encouraged to hurry it up the court. Her pass, though, goes out of bounds. We've not played a minute yet. We've had about 4 turnovers here in the third quarter. Defensive pressure. Stewart drives it up against Klein and has it knocked away. The ball's on the court, and we will probably, nope, no held ball as of now. Taberling comes up with it. Hartung. Lemming's pass taken away, but Lemming will get it back. Norman finally comes out of there with it for St. Pete. Sitterding looks down low. Carruthers turns around, and it won't go down. Stewart has it poked away by Klein. Full court pressure still on from St. Pete. They've got to throw it in, and Taberling can't get open in time for Stewart to throw it. 5-second violation, turns it over. Pass inside, and the shot up and in. Delaney Roxbury, her first bucket of the game, and it's now 20-14. Lemming steps on the baseline. Another turnover for the Falcons. Sitterding will walk it up against the pressure from Sarah Lemming. Gives it up to Klein, and she'll go right into the lane, put it up, and earn a trip to the free throw line. That'll be the third foul on Elise Hartung. Klein back to the free throw line. She's 1 of 4 in tonight's ball game. Make it 2 out of 5. Thomasma and Ward back on for the Falcons. She makes a pair, and that's the largest lead of the ball game. 22-14. St. Pete up by 8. Tabling gives it up. Stewart hounded by Madeline Klein. Now double teamed and a little too much contact. Klein will pick up the foul. Tabling guarded by Sitterding, and Sitterding will get her second foul.
Let's go.
They get it back out to Tabling. Sitterding tries to take it away. Tabling gives it up. Ward's jumper short. Sitterding looks up the court. Now holds it up out at half court. Bounce pass to Klein. Weave. Norman fires from 3, and it's off the mark. Taken away, however, by Klein. And she's going to switch it over. That was a heck of a crossover move. She just forgot the dribble in between. Tabling brings it up. Fires up a 3. This one's off the glass, won't go down. However, she and Stewart fight for it. Stewart gets the rebound. And Stewart throws it off the leg of Lucy Norman. Eight-point lead for St. Pete. And Stewart's got to get it in. Finally throws it into Rowe. Tabling gives it up. She goes over to the left corner. They get it back to her there. One-on-one against Sitterding. And she fires a turnaround from deep in the corner. Won't go down, but the rebound, Sydney Stewart, is fouled. It'll be Falcon basketball underneath their own bucket. Sydney Donica back on for St. Pete. Tabling gets it inside, and she takes a shot, and not very happy. She wears that mask, and she took one pretty hard right there in the face. Two for Bailey Tabling. She's 1 out of 2 from the line in tonight's ball game, has 10. Get popped in the nose. Sometimes you get a little bit of your eyes watering, makes it tough to see for a minute. Good officiating here by this crew. First one off the iron, no good. Second one up and in. She's 2 out of 4. And we'll have Elise Hartung back on for the Falcons. They'll give Tabling a chance to clear her head as it will. 22-15, St. Pete on top by 7. Sirding, nice pass up top, and Donica to Carruthers. It's 24-15, a 9-point lead. Hartung, guarded by Sitterding. Ball's knocked away. Ward chases it down. Klein with a near steal. Stewart comes away with it. Pressure in the backcourt. Stewart able to clear it. And they'll get Madeline Klein on the reach-in. .207 remaining third quarter. Looking to get it in. Finally, they get it into Hartung. Ball's tipped away, and Madeline Klein wins the foot race, and the layup won't go down. Great hustle by Madeline Klein, unable to finish the fast break. 9-point lead for St. Pete. Hartung. Sitterding gets the loose ball, but it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be back to the Falcons. Sarah Bennett back in for St. Pete. Full court pressure. Sitterding guarding Hartung. Stewart breaks the pressure. Puts up a short one off the glass, won't go down. Thomasma can't get the shot to go. And a nice feed from Sitterding. Rebound pulled out of there by Rowe. And they'll call a foul, this time on Elise Hartung. They have Elise for 4 fouls right at the moment. Sarah Bennett at the line, first one off the iron. And she'll be called for over the free throw line on that jump shot style free throw. St. Ambrose needs to get it inbounds. And a timeout is called. 1:12 remaining, third quarter. 24-15, St. Pete on top. The St. Peter's Lutheran Sports Network brought to you by RE/MAX.
RE/MAX. Call Jean or Annette today. .24-15, St. Pete on top. Third quarter action. We'll see if head coach Bob Tabling sets up anything for the Falcons to bring it up against the pressure, and Sydney Stewart runs into Sydney Donica. Foul on Sydney Donica, that's 6, so 6 on the team, so from the rest of the way, the Falcons will be shooting 1 in bonus. Hartung being guarded by Sitterding. 50 seconds remaining, third quarter. Some pretty good patience on offense this time by St. Ambrose. And that one will go off the knee of Sydney Stewart, turn it over to St. Pete. Julia Sitterding out top, goes around the defense. Nice pass to Lucy Norman. Jumper is good. Lucy gets the kind bounce. She's in double figures with 10. Nice play there by Julia Sitterding to set her up for that jump shot. Hartung, her shot over the basket. She gets it back one more time, and she is going to be fouled by Julia Sitterding. They'll say she was in the act of shooting. (26-15) the score. 11-point margin, under 10 seconds to play. Here in the third. Hartung's first is off the glass, no good. Kaylee Kokert on for St. Pete. Second one won't go down. And they look for Kaylee Kokert down. She lays it up and it won't go. Donica with the rebound. It won't go. And that will end the third quarter. At the end of 3 complete, 26-15. St. Pete on top by 11. You're watching the St. Peter's Lutheran Sports Network, brought to you by RE/MAX.
RE/MAX. Call Jean or Annette today.
(26-15). I had the score, and somehow I'm told it is 27-15. We'll check with the score here for a moment. It is 26-15. There was a 2-pointer from Lucy Norman, not a 3. And that's where the difference on the scoreboard is. So it's 26-15. Sarah Bennett inbounds. Lucy Norman with the basketball. Coach Tabling hollering no fouls. Wants to play some good defense without fouling here in the fourth quarter. Madeline Klein to inbound. Norman has it. She'll reset the offense. Man-to-man defense for the Falcons. They try to go inside, and it'll go off the hands of Kaylee Kokert back over to the Falcons. Ball brought up by Stewart. And Stewart kicks it back out to Ward. This is a nice move there. You got to mention, again, we've got 4 of the 6th graders playing for this 8th grade team for St. Ambrose. The ball will stay with the Falcons. Here comes Sarah Lemming on for the Falcons. 5:12 remaining, 4th quarter. Stewart looking, and finally throws it in. Lowe will run it down. Taken away, though, by Norman. She's going to have a breakaway. She goes up with the left hand. It won't go. Stewart with the rebound. And Klein all over Stewart the entire way down the court. And they will call the foul, this time on Sarah Bennett. So that will send Sydney Stewart to the free throw line, 1 in bonus. First one is good. Julia Sitterding back on for St. Pete. Lucy Norman will take a break. 26-16. Second one is also good. So a pair of free throws for Sydney Stewart. 26-17, and Sitterding loses control, and it'll be back over to the Falcons.
Go do, ladies.
Trouble getting it inbounds all night long as St. Pete has put pressure on those out-of-bounds situations. Sitterding has it. She looks up the court. Madeline Klein is in front of the pack. She goes up and lays it in. Madeline Klein with 9. Three-pointer on the way from the left wing. Won't go for Elise Hartung. Sitterding hustles it up the court. She finds on a great pass to Roxbury. Delaney Roxbury has 4. Donica with another steal. She's had a few steals in this game, but hasn't been able to convert. And she'll be called for a reach-in foul after she couldn't haul in the rebound. Delaney Thomasma will go to the line. Bailey Tabling will return for the Falcons. 4 minutes remaining. remaining. 30-17 the score. Lucy Norman back on for St. Pete. Thomasma has 2 in this game. Again, we mentioned she was the leading scorer in the 6th grade game. Free throw is good. She's 3 for 3 from the line in this contest. 30-18 the score. Second one short, and it'll go off the hands of Roxbury. It'll stay with the Falcons. Tabling has it out top, guarded by Sitterding. She'll use a screen, try to drive on Klein now, and she pulls up left baseline on the runner, fouled by Madeline Klein. Third foul on Madeline. 2-shot foul. Tabling 2 for 4 on the night. She has a dozen. Make it a baker's dozen. 30-20, 10-point margin. 3:45 remaining, fourth quarter. Donica lays it up, and it won't go down. It'll stay with St. Pete. Sitterding's pass knocked away. Sitterding gives it up to Klein. Good pass from Klein. And now Klein with the offensive rebound. She is the leading scorer in the ball game with 11. Norman takes it away. Crossover move. Tabling blocks another one. Her fourth block. Now she's weaving through traffic. Bounce pass. Low. It won't go down. Tabling showing some skills there defensively and then offensively in traffic. She'll fire a three, right wing, got it. Her second three-pointer of the ball game. She has 16 of their 23. 2:45 remaining. Norman has the ball, tabling. And that shot won't go down. Tabling gets the rebound knocked to her. Let's see if she thinks about another three. She does, and this one won't go. If that one did, that would have made things a little more interesting. Norman dribbles up, gives it up. Klein lays it up. Won't go. She gets it again, and this time she'll knock it in. 13 for Madeline Klein. St. Pete leads 34-23. (34-23) the score. St. Pete leads by 11. They're trying to work on some things defensively as they still have the full court pressure. St. Ambrose obviously needs to work on some of their things against that pressure. They've had difficulty on inbounding the ball tonight, partly because of the pressure and partly because as Julia Sitterding gets her first bucket of the ball game, but it's also because of the experience level of these St. Pete players compared to the lack of experience that some of these St. Ambrose players have. Tabling, step back jumper, won't go. Norman, excellent rebound. And they'll say it's St. Pete ball. Sitterding gets it in. Back to Norman. Tabling will get called for the foul. 1:44 remaining. And one too many steps for Julia Sitterding. Last week in the ball game, Julia had several assists and hasn't had as big a role in the offense tonight, but still a good effort for the point guard.
held ball. It'll stay with St. Ambrose. 36-23. Sydney Stewart to inbound. Tabling her pass to Lemming. Lemming stopped her cut and couldn't catch up. Sitterding breaks the pressure. Now a nice pass to Carruthers, and once again, Julia Sitterding able to beat the defensive pressure, make a nice decision and pass, tabling a runner left elbow. She has 18. Norman gives it up. Klein has it poked away. Gets it back. Carruthers will go to the free throw line. So Caitlin Carruthers will have 2 free throws. First one is off the mark. Some subs coming in for St. Pete. Second one is off the iron and rebounded by Romine. Pulled out of there by Tabling. Tabling fires another 3. This one just short. 38-25 the score. Randall brings it up against the pressure all the way off the glass. Won't go down. Thomasma has it. 10 seconds remaining. So she will try to get it to Tabling. Can they get another shot off? At the buzzer, it is blocked again by Tabling. Your final score, 38-25, St. Pete over St. Ambrose. We'll be back in a moment with our St. Pete Lutheran Remax Player of the Game here on the St. Pete Lutheran Sports Network.
Standing here on our east block between 4th and 5th and Chestnut and California Streets, where we hope by God's favor to build a building that would for many years benefit our children, our grandchildren, and the children of our neighborhood, as well as we who are adults. We're talking about a facility that would be used for athletics, for fitness, as well as for other activities. It is to be a place where all who enter will experience genuine relationships in an authentic and loving environment that reflects the heart of God. And maybe you've heard me talk about the power and the potential of athletics to teach us valuable life lessons about hard work, about teamwork, about how to win and how to lose in our many life experiences. This building is to be one piece of that puzzle to help us reach our 2020 vision of reflecting the heart of God by walking alongside one another, by reaching beyond our campus in a personalized way. Our hope is that this place will become a space where those of us who consider St. Peter's our church home, as well as the people of our neighborhood, can invite our friends to come together and experience genuine relationships in a safe and authentic and loving environment.
Welcome back to the St. Peter's Lutheran Sports Network, brought to you by RE/MAX, and we are now joined by our RE/MAX player of the game, Lucy Norman. Lucy, congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a pretty tough victory. I mean, they hung around for a while. They had 4 6th graders on that 8th grade team, but they were good players.
Yeah.
You guys pressured them, and your defense really led to some of your offense. You know, you're able to get some steals and get some easy buckets that way. Is that part of what you all try to do?
Yes, that's what we try to do.
Coach Rick Pattenberg always wanting to get you to play that hard defense and share the ball offensively. St. Ambrose started off with a 2-3 zone. Did you try to do anything special against that?
We just do what we normally do and run our different plays and try to work the defense.
I noticed that with you and Julia Sitterding out front, you were working to maybe try to get it into the middle of that zone defense and then maybe swing it a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job. You were able to pull away. I know that they had one excellent player on there. Bailey Tabling was a very strong player. So you guys had to focus a little more your defense on her.
Yes.
You've got a couple of games in here. You had an easier one last week.
Yeah.
This one was a little tougher, so you got some more tough ones coming up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Lucy Norman. Congratulations on the RE/MAX player of the game, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right,
Max.
folks.
Call Jean or Annette today.
Welcome back to Columbus, Indiana, the St. Peter's Lutheran Church Gymnasium, where the St. Peter's Lions 6th grade and 8th grade had a sweep over the St. Ambrose Falcons. The 6th grade contest went to St. Peter's 20-17, very close game. And in the second one, the St. Peter's Lions 8th grade girls 38-25 over St. Ambrose. For all of our crew here, including executive producer Dean O'Neill, I'm Ted Rutan. Have a very pleasant good evening. We're going to have more St. Peter's Lutheran sports basketball coming up here soon for you in Columbus.